Hey all viewers and viewresses, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Sir You're Being Hunted. This is episode 244. So, we're back here of course with the, well, Alert Landowner Challenge, that's what it was called, wasn't it? That's the title I was using. It's been a few weeks since my last recording session, so I kind of need to remember where I was up to. So, that's right, yes, we were here on the East Island, I just cleared it out. We've got the 3 device pieces there in the inventory. That's the ticket, that's where we were up to. Also, fun little fact, just by way of an update, those of you who've been watching my The Light Keeps Us Safe series that I started not too long ago, you'll be aware that by now I've managed to get my computer actually set up properly as it was supposed to be originally. I mean by that basically I've been able to actually connect my monitor FPS even on the highest graphic settings. So you see I'm on the highest possible graphic settings for Sir at the moment, and just looking in this direction right now without moving the camera, 200 or so FPS. It's kind of fluctuating around about that mark. Well, it's dipping a bit sometimes now that I start moving and looking. It's now sort of dipped to this sort of between 150, 180, just going around there, which is absolutely flipping fantastic. That's what I want to see. I have never played Sir with it running so blooming smoothly. This is going to be amazing. Look, I can peer straight into these hedges and I'm still getting massive FPS. So that whole thing that I was having ever since I got my new PC, where I was still getting odd lag spikes whenever I was looking at certain things. Nope, that's not to do with the game, that's to do with the fact that I had my PC completely hooked up incorrectly, because I'm a frickin' idiot, it seems. Okay, but with that aside, it's going to be fantastic from here on out for the Sir You're Being Hunted series. I mean, look how smooth that is now. Absolutely flipping fantastic. You know, those of you who watch The Light Keeps Us Safe, you'll know how happy I was feeling after I'd managed to solve the issue with the FPS. And this, you know, makes me feel just as happy, being able to play Sir You're Being Hunted so smoothly. It's amazing to think how far I've come back from the days of episode 1, when, you know, I was getting, what, 15 to 20 FPS at a time, which was kind of ridiculous. Okay, right. That's all the device pieces for the East Island deposited. So, I think, next up, shall we head southward, maybe? So let's go in this direction, over here. So, how are you guys all doing out there? Hope you're all doing well and still enjoying Sir You're Being Hunted. Still enjoying this particular challenge at the moment. Because you see, you know, this series has been going on so long now. Because I've been playing Sir You're Being Hunted ever since ever since back in 2013, I think it was, when it became available on the Humble Bundle. And I pre-ordered it and got it there because I thought it looked so interesting and what have you. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, you know, people are still watching this. It doesn't quite pull in the same number of views that it used to, but what I've noticed is that over time, you give it a little bit of time, it does start to rack up views and things like that. So yeah, it's not necessarily, you know, a bad thing. It means that the series will still has a fair life ahead of it, I think, just yet. So yeah, because of course, you know, some people out there do always, I think, kind of wonder, how far am I prepared to take this series? Will I eventually reach a point where I just think, let's cut it off and end it there? But, you know, I don't really have any plans to do that, because it's just been going so long, and I still, you know, do get a fair number of views and likes and comments and audience interaction out of it, so I keep going with it, you know. But there's the thing. The Light Keeps Us Safe, of course, for anyone who doesn't know, since I've just mentioned that a moment ago, that's also by Big Robot, the same company that does this, and that so far is proving to be an interesting game as well. I'm just going to eat these mushrooms, because I need some vitality replenishment. Okay, so moving along, we go up here. You know, since we're on the subject of video games, let's talk about those for a little bit. So you see, the thing is, at the moment I've got a few series which, as of the time I post this video, are going to be approaching their, not endpoints, but are getting closer and closer to reaching a point where they're going to be wrapping up. As of the moment I record this, Wrong World might not be too far off completion. Thing is, by the time this video goes out, actually no, now I say that, no. By the time this video goes out, at least Wrong World episode 36 will have been out, and from after that point there will only be a few more episodes of that to go. Alice Madness Returns, I've actually got the final episodes for that recorded, so that series, well, that series actually might be ending relatively soonish, because people have asked me to actually start uploading episodes in that series a bit more frequently, because I think people are really enjoying that one. You know, compared to some of my other series, like for example my RTCW, it doesn't get as the people who do watch it really like it, and they like to leave comments and things like that on it, which is really, really good. So yeah, they've asked, you know, one person on that has certainly asked for me to try and upload episodes of that a bit more frequently. So I probably will do, you know, because that's the thing. Ask and thou shalt receive. There is the landowner right over there. That's good stuff. We could, if we wanted to, get his attention straight away and then just run around looking for device pieces. But having said that, that might not be the best way to do it. What I think I'll probably do is what I've been doing with all the islands so far, which is explore around first, scout out the locations of all the device pieces, mark them out on my map so I've got them all noted down, and then get the landowner's attention and then try and get them all. Also, actually no, yeah, before I do get the landowner's attention I need to go and get some more stealth equipment, because I've got none, more or less. So I need to sort that out. I need to get down towards these buildings. This is an industrial biome, so this should actually have plenty of buildings, towns, houses, along the canals and things like that. So we'll go and have a look and see what we can find. But yeah, getting back to games, things like that. Also, I kind of wanted to talk about some, well, you know, things that maybe I could be planning for the channel in due course, because I mentioned obviously that, you know, Wrong World is potentially going to be wrapping up in just a few more episodes, so too will Alice, and so I'm just thinking, you know, about what sort of games I could replace those with in terms of actual series that I'll play, let's plays, things like that. One that people, well, I think two people at least have possibly asked for me to do this particular game. I can't remember exactly how many people have asked, but I'm sure it's at least two. But there's a survival game called Salt, which is all very piratical themed. You build ships on little desert islands, you go around attacking other ships, as far as I'm aware, things like that. I don't know a lot about it, but people have asked for that one, so that's a potential survival game that could replace Wrong World once that's sorted. So there's that. In terms of what might replace Alice, I'm not so sure yet, haven't made a decision, but we'll see in due course, I guess. There are various games I have in my Steam library though. The thing is, I've got an absolute ton of games in my Steam library that I need to play at some point. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a look over those. Maybe I'll make a list of potential ones that we could play sometime. Actually, no, I know what could be replacing Alice, now that I think about it. So recently I actually played the demo of a game that came out on Steam fairly recently, Chromatic Aberration, which is a kind of retro-style shooter, bullet hell type game. And, you know, when I posted the video of that demo, when I played it, people really enjoyed that. You know, at least from the few people who commented, they seem to like it. So I'm thinking that that could actually turn into a series. So, you know, Chromatic Aberration, for anyone who doesn't know, I found the demo for that on GameJolt.com. It was really, really interesting. The thing is, GameJolt is a fascinating site, because a lot of indie developers post demos and things like that on there for their various titles that they make. And that's really a really good way of finding some really unique little titles which you might, you know, you otherwise might not be aware of. Okay, there's actually two device pieces near here. That's interesting. Okay, hold on a sec. I'm going to crouch, just going to open the map, just going to throw down a waypoint. Just, let's put it about there. There we are. Okay, so that's good. We found the location of two device pieces straight off the bat over here, which is pretty awesome. I'm just going to get a screenshot of that for a thumbnail. There we are. So yeah, Chromatic Aberration. I definitely think I'm probably going to do a series on that at some point, just because it looks so interesting. Okay, so there's that. And there's a ton of other games as well, which I found off GameJolt, which I'm intending to do videos on at some point. Because, like I say, Game Jolt's such a fascinating resource if you're looking for small, obscure, very niche indie games that are made by, you know, like 1 or 2 man studios, things like that. Really, really fascinating. And like I say, I've got a ton of games on my computer, demos and things like that, which I could play on my channel at some point, so I'll definitely be going through those. What else? Actually, yeah, by the time this video goes out, come to think of it, the Valentine's 2019 special will have gone out as well, Tower Princess. That was also a demo, again, found on Game Jolt. I don't think the full version of that is going to be released for a while yet, as far as I'm aware, but that's a game that I probably would be up for playing the full version of whenever it comes out, if it does so. So yeah, definitely interesting. What else? Eat those mushrooms. This is a printed letter I've seen before. Letter 20. Father, it's been several weeks since I last heard from your mother. I'm beginning to worry. Perhaps you can get in touch and let me know that you're okay. I've just moved into a new flat in Swansea. Promotion has enabled me to purchase a 1970s Dilemma hatchback. You'd like it, although it has the same design flaws as the Trooper Manors 500, which we used to visit the Dales in. It's not too much trouble. I'd like to visit again for the bank holiday, and I promise I won't touch Mother's teapot collection. I've entirely grown out of that phase. You're loving son Jasper. I feel like I've seen that before, that letter. Seems familiar. Okay, let's just drink the stout. Right, so I've got 2 bottles. It's not going to be enough, I think. I'm going to need more gear. The landowner just seems to be hanging out by that church over there, so hopefully he's got himself stuck, which is pretty good. Oh, those robots are hanging around by that village, not by this house. Not by this little cottage. Ooh, a hide me talisman! Yes, please, I will take that. Can the hide me talisman actually hide you from the landowner? I've never actually tested that. I don't actually know. Okay, well, let's keep exploring for the time being, I do think. Hopefully landowner just stays where he is, stuck on there. But getting back to the topic of conversation at hand, all about, you know, friggin' games, things like that. A game actually that I've seen people play on YouTube, I've seen it on Steam as well, and which I kind of like the look of, but which I've, you know, I've debated about whether I should buy or not, is Colony Survival. So I'm sure you've probably seen screenshots of that before. A lot of people look at that and they think, oh god, that just looks like Minecraft, come on. But it's not actually like Minecraft really at all, from what I understand. Because for a start, it's not so much about kind of building, crafting and mining for yourself. It's all about kind of setting up a colony, recruiting colonists, and getting to a point in the game where you can basically oversee a bunch of NPCs who are doing things for you, things like that. So it does sound really interesting. Like I say, I've seen videos of it on YouTube and stuff, and apparently it gets, you know, the devs of it are fairly tuned in. They're very much in touch with their community, and they listen to what the feedback the community presents, and as a result they add all kinds of little things that just make the game really interesting. So that's a game which, you know, I've seen and I'm kind of interested in. The only thing is, though, if I was to play it, I feel like I kind of want to be able to play it with someone I know, because it looks like one of those games that's particularly fun if you play it multiplayer, but if I was to play it multiplayer, I'd want to play it with someone, you know, someone else who has the game and someone who I know and am fairly comfortable with. That's the only thing. Because that's the thing, you know, this is one reason why, for example, back in the day, I never really got into Minecraft multiplayer, because as much as I'd like to do Minecraft multiplayer, things like that, I wouldn't just want to go into some server where it's a bunch of strangers and I don't really know any of them. I feel like I'd want to actually be on a server with a bunch of people I know. That's the thing. You see, you know, if I'm on a server with maybe a bunch of close friends and what have you, I feel like that'd be much more interesting than if I was just on a server with a bunch of random, you know, puppies who I don't really know any of them, so there's no real interaction with. I did actually want, you know, fun little anecdote about me. Back in the day, you know, this was a few years ago, back when Minecraft was really kind of at its height of popularity, I did attempt a bit of multiplayer, and I did briefly join a server, but I never really got into it, because of course, you know, it was a bunch of people who I didn't really know, so, you know, I logged in a few times, and I started building a few things, bits and bobs, stuff like that, but I just never really got into it. We've definitely seen this letter before. That's the thing. Yeah, the robot's trying to lure Jasper back. We've seen that. We know the deal. Poor old Jasper. I wonder what happened to him. Is he dead, do you reckon? I reckon he's probably dead. Okay, more bullets for a revolver that I don't have. But you know me, I like to hoard things. Gonna get the alarm clocks. Okay, we're getting much more stealth equipment now, which is pretty good. Wobble and tat. Hasn't really got... Ooh. They do have a set of pliers. I'm going to take those, because, you know, by this stage, we could be getting towards the stage of the game where the poachers are going to be spawning. And obviously, the last thing we want is to get ourselves caught in a trap. Especially if we end up with no way of getting out of it. I don't know, I've got my torch still on, because we've got flipping sunlight here. Yeah, so that's going back to what I was saying. One of the reasons why I never really got into Minecraft multiplayer was just because, like I say, if I was to play it, I'd want to play with friends. Because that's the thing, back when I was part of a shared channel here on YouTube, the VA Brits, which only lasted about a year, of course, me and my good friend Phil, we actually did do Minecraft content, and I really fucking enjoyed that, because it was me and him, you know, well, it was me, it was him, and it was occasionally, you know, other people as well, who Phil knew. But for the most part, it was just me and him. And some of the stuff we used to do was really, really fucking fun. We used to do custom maps. We had our kind of, you know, our very, let's say, unoriginal Let's Play that we had going on. There was that as well. But it was just so enjoyable, you know. Really, really loved it. So, if I was, again, you know, like I say, to play a multiplayer game, I would want to play it with someone I know. People I've talked to. Things like that. Sounds like some robots having a shootout somewhere. That's the balloon up there. Okay. Where's this wisp going to? We've identified where 2 device pieces are. Where's the 3rd one? That's the question. The thing is, I don't want to spend too long just sort of running around these islands, just scouting them. Because obviously, the thing about this game is, if you're not returning device pieces, then the longer you're just running around, eventually it will start amping up the difficulty, because that's the way it works. The balloon's just going over there. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we definitely hear some shotgun blasts in the distance. Someone's having a bit of a shootout. This isn't just taking me back towards those 2 device pieces I saw before, is it? These wisps? These wispy boo bars? There's the mill over there. I kind of want to... hold on a minute, though. I was going to say I want to go over towards that mill just to see if they've got any dynamite or anything, but... Is that... Yeah, there's actually 2 mills in this vicinity. That's interesting. Okay, it looks like those wisps are just going off in that direction towards where, you know, those 2 device pieces are. Because if you look at the compass, the waypoint I laid down before is over there. Oh god damn it, it sounds like there's robots by this particular mill. What about the other one? Is that the church that the landowner's stuck on, or...? I don't think it is. I hear people blip-blopping. What are they doing? Nope. Okay, they've seen me. Never mind. We're just going to run over in this direction. Hopefully those guys will just slack off and leave me alone. Okay, hold on, I've got an idea. Oof, gosh, I can get out of there. I doubt they will be able to, though. Then if I loop round here to this mill where there's nobody present, hopefully I can see if there's dynamite. There's none in that door, but I'll take the whiskey. Just get an extra bottle. Yeah, that's not the church where the landowner's located. There's some dynamite. Some more whiskey. Take it. We'll drink up in a second, just so we got some bottles. More dynamite. There we go. That's the stuff. There's another alarm clock. Should be careful that I leave myself some space here for the actual device pieces. Because they're probably going to be, you know, 2x2 or whatever, and another alarm clock. Right, we've got 4 alarm clocks and an absolute ton of bottles. We don't need more stealth equipment, plus the hide me talisman, so we're doing fairly well here. Right, what else? Still no sign of this 3rd device piece, though. That's the thing. I mean, maybe what I could do is just get the landowner's attention, then blitz it down here, get these 2 device pieces over here, and then just maybe head back to the jetty, save, flick back to Centre Island dead quickly, then back to this one. So that way it resets the landowner, and then just do another scouting section. Something along those lines, perhaps. Maybe. That's a possibility. Drink up tea whilst I'm at it. Right. Well, we got tons of dynamite as well. 4 sticks. So, we're in a pretty good position, I'd say. See, I'm tempted to just be the lazy kind of guy when I try and get these next device pieces and just throw dynamite at the guys, at the robots. But having said that, I may keep the hold of as much of the dynamite as possible. Because the thing about the dynamite is, it becomes particularly useful later in the game. Once you get riders and things like that spawning, it's a good way to deal with them. Yeah, there's nothing in there really of help to me, is there? Okay, there's a shed over here. Let's have a look. See, that's the arse end. Okay, that's the arse end of the shed. Of course there's nothing in there. There's never anything in there. Why did I get my hopes up? Sheds are friggin' useless. Well, I suppose you get the odd thing stored away in them, but nothing that exciting, eh? Hello, crane. Don't know why I'm saying hello to a crane, but never mind. Get that for a screenshot, potentially. Because I think at the rate this is going, we're going to be spending at least a couple of episodes on this here island. Okay, right. If we head off in this direction... Ooh, that's an interesting little shot could get for a thumbnail as well. Sort of 2 kind of cranes. Hang on, let's just get a bit closer to get an interesting take. There we go. Always like taking screenshots, just like that. Just so, you know, that way I've got tons of stuff for thumbnail material and what have you. It's always helpful. Okay, there's no need to be looking in any more of these doorways, Red. You got so much equipment on you. But you know what I'm like. Hoarder, that's what I am. Okay, well let's head back to the jetty then, because I think we've been recording for a fair while. So it's probably time to start wrapping this episode up. So if we do that, we'll save the game, and then the next episode we'll keep exploring, and we'll, you know, maybe have a go at getting these final device pieces. Eat that apple whilst I'm here. Okay. You know what? Actually, I may just start wrapping up now whilst I'm moving back. Okay, well, tell you what, everybody. This has been episode 244 of So You're Being Hunted with me, General Red Strategist. Hope you've enjoyed that, everybody. We've done some good scouting. We've got 2 device pieces on this island which are in close proximity to one another, which is pretty good. Oh, you just friggin... God, what an asshole. Okay, you're in the way. Nope. Gonna have to give him a bit of a wide berth. God, they were just fucking standing there. I didn't even see them. Bloody hell. Jeezums. Okay, well, now that we got... No. You didn't see anything. Okay, right. Let me get back to my outro, everybody. Oh, who now? Are they all just standing around? What are they... Where is he? Is he behind there? I think he's behind there. Being a right bitch. Okay, hold on, everybody. We're not wrapping up just yet. Let me just get clear of those guys. God, what a bunch of assholes. Seriously. Just getting in the way. Oh. Sounds like some robots having a fight in there. Well, at least it sounds like a squire and a hunter are... Hello? It's the standoff of the century, everybody! Just quickly got a screenshot of that. Well, how long can they go, everyone? Okay, forget the outro. Are they just going to stand there indefinitely? Just aiming at each other? Okay. It's like a Mexican standoff except shit. They're literally not doing anything, they're just pointing their guns at each other. They've aggroed on each other, but it's as if they've forgotten how to actually shoot. Or it's like they're playing a game of chicken. You know, who'll squeeze their trigger first? The hunter or the squire? There's another hunter over there behind. It's probably that hunter's buddy. Except he's kind of not really bothered about what's going on over here. Well, that's peculiar. Okay, forget all the screenshots I've taken so far. This could be the thumbnail for this episode. Gonna be honest. I don't think they're actually going to do anything. I think they're just going to stand there indefinitely. Okay, well we can't just keep focusing on them forever. We've just going to have to leave them be. Okay, right, back to the jetty, and let's actually do our outro now. So thank you for joining me then, everyone, for episode 244. Hope you'll join me for part 245, which I'll probably get recording straight away after this one. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the video description as always. If you're also interested in seeing me do anime-related content, go check out my General Red Propagandist channel, link also in the video description. But other than that, thank you everyone, and in the meantime, I'm signing off now. Goodbye, everybody. Finish the Queen Geist. I've got you now. Oh, hello. Let's just plant some dynamite on your head. Right, come on. Clear. Shot your... oh no, I didn't. Blew your head off, rather. Whew. That's that monstrosity finished off. Get over there. See ya. Oh shit, no! Oh, fuck! I did not mean to do that. Oh, please don't tell me I have to kill it again now. Shit! Bollocks! Well, I'm officially a frickin' idiot.